finals and third place match. So let's do this. We kick it off to the bottom right hand side of Odyssey, where we do have the red Zerg player. Give it up, guys, if you're going to be cheering on. Yes, that's right. It's Elazer. Happy birthday, SGX2 Blitz D. How you doing? Happy birthday, mate. It's your birthday. Exciting stuff. On the 2nd of September. Is it the 3rd of September? How is it the 3rd of December? September. When did that happen? 3rd of September. It's a pretty decent birthday, right? What do you guys reckon is the best month to be born in? Obviously, a lot of you guys are going to say your own birth month, but I know it sounds weird, but I actually kind of like being born in January. I know it sounds crazy because it's so close to Christmas, especially because I'm at the start of January, but I kind of like it. Just get all of that out of the way in the start of the year, like Christmas, New Year, birthday, boom, done. And then I can just, you know, focus on streaming for the rest of the year, right? But, in seriousness, nah, I kind of like it, though. Like, I don't know. I just got a big surge of, like, 2 weeks of, like, fun. You know, Christmas, then New Year parties, then birthday stuff. It's good shit. It's good. Just setting up into this game, number 1 then. Early game TVZ is not going to be too crazy. Just going to be seeing an early expansion from both. Hatchcast build from Elazer, so not even any sort of pool for shenanigans. Elazer is one of these players who will crack out some kind of crazy roach rush here and a roach rush there. He will play those aggressive playstyles if he, if he finds himself in that opportunity, in that space to do that. So that's something you can definitely go for. It's definitely something you can expect from him. But this game on Odyssey, I mean, Odyssey's a great Zerg map for ZvT. It's so many counter-attack pathways. There's so many ways to put yourself in between bases and just be annoyed. Just be annoying. So in general here, Elazer looking to be, kind of happy on this first map, which is interesting because this was actually KeeN's map pick. So I'm intrigued to see what KeeN maybe has planned to try and bring the game to Elazer here on, again, Odyssey, which is generally such a good, such a great map for Zerg. Whoa, what's up with the Twitch Prime sub train? Shepherd604 hitting us up with that Twitch Prime sub to start us off, where it says Snoot in the chat. See some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for Shepherd. And then Slow Zergling coming in for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Thank you very much for subscribing, guys. Getting some Wardy hearts up in the chat for 2 new subs. Welcome to the Wardy family. And do appreciate your support on the channel, guys. Do appreciate it. See some love in the chat, please, for 2 brand new Twitch Prime subs. Thank you very much. Subtrain, yes, Subtrain indeed. And quite a few subs today. Appreciate it, guys. 184. The push to 200 is very real. The push to 200 is very, very real. It's happening. It's coming. We're feeling it. I believe in us. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for the support, guys. Let's see some love in the chat as we do see. A couple of Hellions just going to push forwards, and we'll clean out a Zergling. Before it sees too much, I guess already some information picked up on, though. Medevac popping out. He sees this, he'll know that's a Medevac or a Viking. I guess he'll see the Marine production. It does give a little bit away here as Elazer now then will begin to prepare. It is a Hellback attack coming in from KeeN. The armory is building. As he pushes over here now, let's see if he can get some good damage done with this. Elazer will be mostly looking towards the Queen's defense, but he will add some Zerglings in as well, just to kind of buy the Queens a bit more time, and just to put in that little bit of extra damage here and there as well. So, setting up into this and getting ready to go. Hellions and Marines going to set up on the side of the creep, and then going to get ready to keep on pushing forwards right now as the does begin. Already a couple of these Lings starting to go on down. Oh, that's leaving the charge as well. And ooh, a few Lings being toasted away out already here. Queens do get 1 kill on the Hellbats. I mean, already doing a great job. They target fire the Medevac, which pushes it away, which minimizes the healing it can get done. As you can see, those Queens are going to push forwards once again now and continue just to deny this. KeeN not doing too much with this initial attack. Force some units, sure. Slow down the work count a little bit. But that's about it as we see that stim pack starting up as well. Lambo, my man, what's up? Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub as well. Can we see some more love in the chat, please, for Lambo on the Twitch Prime sub? Oh, that really is a sub train. Do appreciate it, mate. If you want the replays, hit me up on Skype or something. I'll send them your way. if you want, like, you can see those Zerglings getting roasted away once again. A couple Evo Chambers dropping down. I guess I should say for the other new subs as well, if you do want the replays, guys, just send me a /W space Wardy, and then send me a message and I'll send you guys the replays by the end of the stream from the last month. Sim still on the way up, +1 still on the way up, 1-1 upgrades coming through from Elazer as well. Zerglings are still just gathering together, and Creep just continuing to push on forwards. I mean, I like Elazer's creep spread. It's something that KeeN really hasn't done too much about so far this game. It really, he really hasn't. And Italian's just gathering up, liberated 2. These Marines starting to unload from the medevac. And they're going to push forward. But man, there's just so many Queens here. Look at the damage they do. Already liberated half health. And Elazer pushed this back. Well, he's got a few more lings on the way. Just lose the Queen with energy on it right away, though. Has to be careful of that. The double cycle will add on a little bit of extra DPS as well. That's going to do the tankiers, the Queens. We'll focus on that Liberator for a moment or two. The Hellions trying to, the Zerglings trying to come in, but the Hellbat's doing a good job against them. Man, the Queens are just about now starting to run out of energy to transfuse. There's no transfusers left. There's not really that much Terran left either. KeeN is going to get pushed away. As you're going to see the Zerglings coming in. They get this around 1 Cyclone, 2 Cyclones dropping. And that makes it a full cleanup here from Elazer to shut KeeN down. And again, Elazer's just looking so comfortable and so confident so far in this first game of the best of 5. It really is just looking pretty great so far. Some Lings do sneak by in towards the natural expansion. As you see the Marines here will just stim. We'll get rid of a bunch of those Zerglings. Those Lings do go down. Depot again dropped as well. And again, everything just gathering together right now for KeeN to try and get ready to do further damage. The first medevac's on the way out. His bio units continue to pour on out here as well. Widow Mines to kind of just add to the flavor of the Marines. Obviously, he has to start getting that up ASAP because it isn't really looking too pretty for him right here. As you're going to see Queens dropping down those creep chambers again, going to continue to push it out in towards the center of the map. And as Elazer gains more and more control of the map, it becomes more and more difficult for KeeN here to regain control of the map as time passes by. These 2 medevacs come through the top side. They'll get ready to unload here in a few moments, and we'll get ready to run on in towards that right-hand side base. What's up, Kazik 305, another Prime sub coming through. Wow, all of a sudden the Prime sub train really is alive. What's up? Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub. Do appreciate the love. Give some hearts in the chat as you're going to see Marines simming forwards, and we are going to see this hatchery going to get picked off here. So, goal base tonight, finally KeeN getting something going his way. I'm just going to be seeing Queens coming in to target medevacs momentarily. You can see the Overseer will survive there. Nice transfuse to keep it around. And a couple of Widow Mines just going to keep it together underneath the medevac. 16 Hydras on the way out. So I'm just going to be seeing KeeN just load up again. Wants to reinforce this army and keep pushing towards the gold base. Wants to keep this. Wants to keep this hatchery up. Wants to keep this kind of base under pressure. Obviously, Elazer wants to keep it up, and that's why he's bringing his units over here. Lingbane Hydra, again, the choice attackers. We'll see the infestation pit dropping, getting ready for the transition already into the next stage, which would be a Hive Tech and probably straight into Ultras. Lings do wrap around, but you see those Marines getting picked away at almost instantly. More units gathering together from KeeN. We'll target down a few Banes right away. Doesn't even have to use his Widow Mines just yet, and the Hydra's now a little bit exposed. Elazer may need to just gather himself together properly here, get the Lings in front, and let the Hydras get behind to do the damage they are able to do, if they aren't just being picked off so quickly. And again, KeeN trading nicely. Still hasn't used those Widow Mines in the back. That's how much pressure the Marines alone are able to put on right here. Elazer will take an upgrade lead very soon. He's got 2-2 upgrades coming through this. As you're going to see those units go turn around, and again going to be able to pick away. Widow Mine goes off. 1 Hydra gets picked away at. You see these Queens continue to take damage as well. Continue to push forwards now. Going to see the Widow Mine gets picked off, and again just going to be seeing 1 Queen, 2 Queens going down here. I think that will be, well, still continue pushing from KeeN. He's doing quite a lot with this, I have to say. Like, the damage is insane, but now 2-2 upgrades are done for our Zerg player. Okay, they're only on the Zerglings and the Banes, but it still makes a big difference when those units do get in front and start to defend against this. As we're going to see Elazer gathering together and getting ready to potentially push down the ramp. Wants to be a bit careful. At the same time, while he can push down here, he doesn't necessarily need to, as long as he can hold the high ground and keep the 4th base alive. And we're going to be seeing those medevacs, 2 of them getting picked off now as the Hydras do get a chance to get in up close and personal. Now he's going to chase down the ramp, and now he's going to start getting rid of a whole bunch of these medevacs as well, so they are dropping, as we're going to be seeing those Banelings leading the charge as well. Couple of these... Wow, that Baneling went in slow motion there for a moment. And we're going to be seeing those Widow Mines just getting cleaned out before they can do too much. The medevacs cleaned up as well, and that's going to be GG. Elazer does take game number 1 of this best of 2-0. Can KeeN be the first one to stop that by forcing a tie after second game? Well, let's find out. To the bottom right hand side, our Red Zerg player currently playing for Kulash, a new team to the StarCraft 2 scene. Always awesome to see new teams entering the StarCraft scene, and obviously picking up Elazer, a big pickup for them, someone who's been performing so well lately with a win in WCS Valencia. Elazer, our Red Zerg bottom right hand side. I said his name a couple times already, but you guys get the point. It's to the top left, the blue Terran player. It is going to be KeeN. So KeeN against Elazer, game number 2. Let's see how this will get going in the next few moments. And we just see what's going to happen in the first few moments. Well, Ascension Dire, early game, nothing crazy once again. It was a hatch gas pull here from the Elazer. Let's just get this set up and ready to roll. These games are live. Live, guys. We only had a couple games from replays earlier because of certain scheduling conflicts, etc. But we are completely live now and underway with all of this games. Who knows what's going to happen? No one. Literally no one. Factory is on the way up here from KeeN. Getting that ready to roll. We've seen just a Hellion-based opening for the second game in a row. I mean, it's not really a surprise. Hellion openings really are back in the meta game again now, so setting up in towards this as we do just have some drones moving out, and Elazer even going to just move straight away over to a third hatchery. So not wasting any time at all. Just going to get this going and yeah, get this rolling in the next few moments. Elazer dropping down the hatchery here. As that hatchery comes down into play, we'll to see what's going to happen next. Factory will jump to the reactor, of course, and the starport is an inevitability when there's a second gas already taken. Otherwise, it would have been a very fast 3CC player. It's going to be the double Widow Mine initially. Nope, but cancel into double Hellion. Maybe he goes Hellions, Widow Mines, maybe he just goes Hellions. Maybe just a little bit of indecision there from KeeN, but I mean, Hellions is still the very standard way to play it. The Widow Mines can change things up a bit, and you can go Widow Mines into Hellions as a way to just apply a bit more pressure, maybe get a bit more damage done. It's a good build to crack out, just to catch the Zerg maybe a bit more off guard than they're hoping to be every now and then. You can see that Reaper just going to be poking in, just a little bit of damage to that hatchery. And again, the Zergling's just going to be still gathering up and ready to go. You can see a supply depot coming down here from KeeN. Begins that wall on the low ground. Obviously wants to be able to be safe from counterattacks. It's natural expansion, very standard. Not really anything too crazy. So I can try and pick up info. Didn't see the Widow Mines as they were up the ramp. And KeeN obviously will look to drop those, while the Hellions will look to maneuver themselves into position to potentially run by here and to get damage done as well. Command center on the way up on the third base. Again, just going to be, well, third command's on the way up close to the third base, not on the third base, but just plugging the gap in the wall. Again, the sooner you get rid of this run by potential, the less you have to worry about it, and the more you can focus on actually getting your own units across the map to take map control and look for aggressive opportunities as well. Two Widow Mines going to move in towards the main base here, and KeeN is going to be able to push back the medevac, so Medevac gets pushed away. And there's a couple of Evos on the way up still from Elazer. He's going to start his upgrades soon. The Queens are going to be able to get rid of one of the Hellions already. A little bit of a mistake there by KeeN. Man, this is tough. 2 Queens at the main, Queens at the front. Elazer is just going to be impenetrable for now. He's not going to allow KeeN a single way into this base. A little bit of a shame. You're going to see one Cube Tumor getting picked off. Queen's pushing forwards as well. Melee upgrade still on the way up here from Elazer too. And again, KeeN with a few Hellions, Reaper top right. You see these couple of Widow Mines going to loop around and just try and see what they can do now. Just try and see what they can do in the next few moments. It hasn't really been... Oh no, he's going to lose the medevac. The Queen's coming in and snipe it in the end. I was going to say he hasn't been able to use the Widow Mines at all yet because of the defense. Now he'll never get to use them, even to just block the 4th base for a little while. So that's a little bit of a shame. Now he's behind this Liberator on the way up. 1-1 upgrades from either side. Again, not the best early game games from KeeN, but he has got 3 CCs. He is building to a reasonable macro position. So just a little bit ahead on the upgrades, but that's not too important. I mean, 20 seconds or so, you can generally avoid an engagement for that amount of time. Sit defensively or set, right? I like the Liberator. KeeN just going to use this to kind of, again, just create some opportunities, perhaps pick off a couple drones. Just try and, again, harass here and there in a couple different ways, just to try and keep the pressure up to some extent. To, again, just take Elazer's attention away from just continue spreading creep, just having the perfect economy, and so on and so on. Medevac of 8 Marines then pushes over to the right-hand side. To the south, KeeN does have a Liberator as well. We're moving that in towards the main base in the near future, and again, these Marines are going to be unloading. So you start working their way through a few of these Zerglings, but there's not too much really here for the Terran. Counter-attack into the 3rd base, nothing in the location here, and this is going to be a few dead SCVs, a couple of fairly fresh mules as well, going to go down very quickly. Nice little counter-attack by Elazer, finds himself the opportunity and makes the most of it. Still some depots here you can pick off as well. A couple more SCVs that are building those depots too. 6 workers, 2 mules. Can't give, can't say much about that other than the fact it's definitely great damage from Elazer's perspective. So you should be pretty happy with it, as now we're going to be seeing those Hydras just on the way out from Elazer, getting ready to go again. 2-2 upgrades coming through also, Bane and Nest dropping down. Gonna keep coming up to being about halfway done as we have 2 medevacs and a bunch of Marines from KeeN currently moving through the top side still and thinking about where they want to go next. 5 Banes on the way up. Elazer still setting up into this. This medevac's lifting up and just going to be unloading on the watchtower again. Hydra spreading out a little bit. 2-2 upgrades, taking the lead again from Elazer. Didn't really see much kind of coming through with the 1-1. And again, Elazer, very similar game plan to game number 1. Already seen the infestation pit dropping down, coming up to being about 75% of the way done. That enables him to go into Hive, and it opens up those opportunities to then move through into other aggressive options such as the Ultralisks and so on and so on, even Adrenal Glands. To be a big help as the game continues. We will see this Widow Mine picked up 5 kills. Oh, that wasn't even this one. I picked up 5 kills. I'm not sure which one did then. Something picked up 5 kills, and I really thought it was that Widow Mine, but either way, some damage being done. As you can see, Bane is actually rolling into this mineral line. We'll have to split up a little bit, as you'll see. A couple going back. Actually gets a kill or 2 on the supply depots that just started to build, which is better than it seems, 100 minerals just down the drain, and the SCVs building them. It's actually not so bad. 4 workers for a bunch of Banes, and lost mining time, and a couple depots. I'll take it. I think Elazer again. It's just nice because you're just continually pressuring, you're making the Terran player look elsewhere. If he's thinking about a run by at home, it's less likely that you suddenly are thinking about dropping him. And it's, a lot of the kind of the hidden things that aren't actually seen, the repercussions of moves like that just don't get seen in the game sometimes, that we have to imagine, that also kind of benefit Elazer. Never run by here, just keeping KeeN honest, making sure he hasn't got his army out of position in some crazy place. Obviously, Elazer with the Ling is very, very easy for him to jump in, realize the fight isn't good for him, and just jump out. As long as he doesn't actually jump in properly, as long as he just kind of gets towards the edge. As we'll see a Marine getting picked off here, and Elazer needs to be careful. We see Ling's running by again, this time into a natural mineral line, but they get cleaned up pretty quick again. KeeN has been on top of his defense since that last little Bane run by, which even that didn't do terrible amounts of damage. But he is, in general, just defending pretty well. Scan in the center, seeing what's there. Widowmine's leading the charge as he pushes onto Creep. A scan to get rid of a lot of these tumors, and that's something which, again, KeeN is craving. The lack of tumors here, get rid of some creeps so he has a bit more mobility around the map, a little bit more freedom, where he can actually push and work his way forwards rather than having to worry about the fact that if he moves anywhere, his opponent will see where he's coming from and will be able to set up a big concave. On that creep as well, obviously the speed advantage to the Zerg helps as well in the engagements. Is now Viper's on the way out, Adrenal Glands free, and an Ultra's Cavern. It's not every day you see the Zerg player going free before the Terran, but today will be one of those days. We see now the SCVs on the third base under attack again. While KeeN has been pretty good at these counterattacks, they're still ongoing. Eventually here he will finish this wall off, which cannot come soon enough because it's very frustrating for him to time and time again have to worry about these frustrating run bys at home. Mining time is lost, workers are going down, widow mines are being wasted. And just in general, it's just Elazer being a frustration, keeping the momentum on his side, making himself feel as though he's the player controlling this game. And it's such a mental thing as well. If you're the one that's always running back, always taking a bit of damage, even if it's only 2 or 3 workers, mentally, the other player's going to be getting an advantage because they're the one getting in your head. They're the one that's dealing the damage. Why can't you stop it? Well, how do they keep getting in? All of it kind of adds up, and it can begin to tilt some players. Obviously, something that experience helps you to deal with. But even the most experienced players kind of think, oh god damn it, I've got to keep defending this, and then it makes you paranoid. So suddenly you're leaving so many units over there, and so on and so on, and it just adds up. It really does. You see 3 medevacs lifting up full of units right now, and going to come down to the south side. A little bit of a Ling Bane army, which is set up over here, and I think KeeN will see the edge of this. He does indeed. He's actually got a Sensor Tower up as well to see it too, so seeing this is kind of nice. He'll be able to potentially push forwards, but actually the Bane's already making their move. Meanwhile, Queens are pushing forwards to get rid of these Widow Mines. Getting rid of one at a time as the first 3 Banes push through the wall. I guess he lost a few Banes to this Widow Mine actually, which is a shame. It's nice to lose the Zerglings here as well. KeeN cleaning those up, and well, now we're starting to get to maxed out positions. As we do see Ultras have joined the fray. Chitinous plating is up. 3-3 about to finish for the Zerg as well. If he can fight with 3-3 and Chitinous against just 2-2 of the Terran for a while here, well, this could be very deadly. The Ultra will eat the first little Widow Mine shot of the game there, or this engagement. Parasitic bombs on a lot of these medevacs, taking them very low in health, allowing the Hydras to pick their way through them easily. The Liberators are abducted, which means, of course, if they're abducted, they're not able to sit in position sieged up to fight the Ultras. Elazer breaks through the third base. GG, says KeeN. We just do it in the order that makes the most sense at the time. Just gonna ask if the map looks okay, because again, this is not the Blizzard official version, because Elazer can't load the official version. I think it's good, right? Looks good. Sweet. Alright, top left hand side, Elazer. Our blue Zerg player is now known as Robin Hood. And to the bottom right, our red Terran player is going to be KeeN. Sorry for the delay, guys. Again, really weird bug situation that just arose there. Got around it now, obviously, but was a little bit of an annoyance, I suppose. So, earlier in the TVZ, looking to see how this is going to go as we have the hatchery coming down. Hatchery first, hatch gas pull it will seem to be. Elazer up 2-0 now in the series, and again, KeeN, can he bounce back before it's going to be a 3-0 victory once again today? So many 3-0s so far in this event in the playoffs. Would be nice to see KeeN fighting back. Would be nice to see it kind of coming through, but Elazer's just been so good lately. Elazer even knocked KeeN out of GSL, right? He beat KeeN in GSL before losing to Gumiho in the rematch. Kind of crazy. Ripper on the way up then early on, as we do see another CC just building up from KeeN. So just setting up in towards this as we have very standard Reaper-based expansion. Not much to say about that here on Interloper. It's a fairly decent map. A lot of counterattack pathways, which is good for Zerg. I feel as though it's a decent map for, for what Elazer's been doing so far. In terms of just being able to build up into Ling Bane Hydra, run a lot of counterattacks and run-bys in here and there, just defend against the pressure of his opponent until he hits that hive tech. The ultras come out and until you can just win fights. I like it. Bunker on the way down here at the third base, which is neat because actually Elazer has been trying to take very fast third bases game after game. So nice to see the third hatch because being locked here in a little bit, and KeeN just kind of forcing Elazer to change things up slightly. Even if it is not going to be too difficult for him to get rid of that bunker eventually. It does just slow him down a little bit for where he wants to be. KeeN here poking away at that Reaper, a little bit more damage done already. It's just KeeN getting in on the action there, as we're going to be seeing the Lair. The Lair on the way out here from Elazer. Now we do see the starport dropping down from KeeN, and probably not going to be for Liberator, as I'm so eager to talk about them. Probably more so just for, again, a medevac, maybe a Banshee, maybe a Raven. We haven't seen a lot of that from KeeN so far. It's just been the medevac play every now and then. He's been opening a couple different ways so far. We'll see what he brings in the third game of the series. Laying a Rotron from Elazer, so actually may just be playing completely differently himself. In fact, might just be going for a Nidus all-in, I imagine. No intention of taking. It's interesting because the bunker's here on the third hatchery, and yet Elazer's just like, yep, got no intention of taking that with this game. So that's KeeN. He will be picking up some info on that. But obviously, at some point, you know, Elazer's got to kind of look to kind of get rid of that. Otherwise, it becomes very obvious what's going to be done. I mean, KeeN already sees the lack of a third hatchery of the Reaper anyways. So KeeN's got to be questioning to some extent what's going on here. Fake cloak as he goes into a Raven. If he keeps building Hellions, I will be a bit concerned because Hellion continue to be produced. Well, not really the units that are going to help out against Queens and Roaches popping out of a Nidus in the main base. And there is so much space in this main base for a Nidus to be thrown down without KeeN being able to see it. And obviously that's an issue too. If the Nidus gets up and the units get out without a pre-pull on SCVs, well, that's just a massive issue. And honestly, KeeN shouldn't be letting this happen, right? Because he knows there's no third base. He has to be wondering, well, what on earth are you doing for there to be no third hatchery in this scenario? Armory going down, I mean, he's just playing I feel very ignorantly to what's going on, as the Redeemer will come down in time to see this Nidus begin to come up. The problem is with the Raven, though. The Raven will be very... You know, one auto turret will come down, and that's it. Like, that's all you're going to have to help. Armory not done yet, so Hellbats will not be here. The series will finish as Queens pop out. There's a lot of Queens. The Transfusers are available. I mean, there is that auto turret coming down. The damage is nice, but realistically, look at the SCVs dropping. 12, 13, 15 workers, GG for KeeN. He's just not even going to be able to make it work.